Let's just settle into our meditation posture. And as we're doing that, we can sort of start bringing our mind and our body into the same place. So you may have been running around all day. Maybe you've just been watching some telly or doing some practice, talking to some friends. Then your mind might be still quite busy. So this is a very good practice to sort of settle us down, review our day, and just check our motivation for how we've been conducting ourselves, our lives, the past 24 hours or so. Just reviewing our day. We can do this, Venerable Rabina says we can just do this in a really, just kind of a very casual manner. Actually, we don't have to necessarily sit down on our cushion to do this practice. We can actually do it while we're, sometimes people can do it while they're walking around, in the shower. But the important thing is to kind of get it done. So once you've memorized it, once you know what you're doing, you can just kind of do this very, very quickly in your mind. But we're kind of we do the long version here, and we're doing only 3 mantras. It's also been suggested that you could do more than that. Good evening, Afisha and Victor. Okay, welcome. Okay. So check your legs and your feet. If your feet are flat are on the floor, make sure they're in a parallel position, flat on the floor. And if your feet can't reach, you just put a cushion underneath them. And your hips, your coccyx, you can slightly raise it so your sacrum isn't sunk back, and shoulders over your hips. And now let's just imagine we have this string of pearls made of translucent light, just very, very gently lengthening us. You can imagine someone's on the crown of your head, very gently lengthening you upwards. And imagine your hands are in the meditation mudra, thumbs touching, right hand in the left. Head slightly tipped forward, eyes down, looking at a spot about 2 inches ahead. Relax the jaw, tip of the tongue and the roof of the mouth. And then let's just go to the crown of our head and relax our scalp and our forehead. Relax your eyes, your eyebrows, and your cheeks, temples and your ears, and the chin and mouth. Now just check the back of the head. See if you can relax that scalp there, the part of the scalp there. And you'll notice when you do, immediately the ears relax. The back of the neck, the shoulders. Everything's just kind of letting go. And then your chest, belly, arms, hands and fingers, legs, feet and toes. And let's just go back and check that we haven't slumped and that we're still nicely aligned. And let's just bring the mind to the breath, just very gently breathing in and breathing out. And so you'll notice the sensation of slightly cool air flowing across the entrance of the nostrils, maybe at the base of the nose as you're breathing in, and then slightly warmer air, sensation of warmer air as you're breathing out. And just bring the mind to the breath and just breathe. And we just motivate for this evening's meditation. So we're doing this to remove all the obstacles so they don't develop into more obstacles. so we can be a benefit for others. So now we just remind ourselves that there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And you know, when difficult situations arise in our life, instead of resisting that situation, instead of trying to push it away or back away from it, we can just welcome it. You know, like Rinpoche says, welcome problem or welcome difficult situation. Because on one hand, you are burning off, by experiencing it, you're actually burning off a bit of negative karma. And if you look at it in a positive way, we can learn something from these situations, and we can have compassion for the people who are harming us. We won't create any more negative karma. So we try to apply or like respond to a difficult situation with more like a positive mind rather than a fearful, self-doubting kind of mind. So the first of the 4 opponent powers in this practice is the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have ever done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in our past lives. So the other thing that we can do, if we have had a situation where maybe people are being mean to you, someone's harmed you, so one very, very good antidote, I think, is we say to them, I regret from the depths of my heart anything I have done to ever harm you at any time. And you can bring that person to your mind and look at them and sincerely ask for their forgiveness and regret that you've harmed them. And we'll be really surprised that the harming might stop. The situation might be resolved just by that simple thought. So the reason to regret, again, based on the logic of karma. So given that we experience everything, there isn't a karma, there isn't a situation that we experience that is not being caused by a karma that we have created, a karmic seed that we have planted in the past. So you don't have the karma to experience anything you have not created yourself. So this is just taking responsibility for our actions. We don't want any more suffering, so we regret from the depths of our heart having harmed others with my body and my speech. If we have any vows that we've broken, Pratamoksha, Bodhisattva and Tantric vows, regret those. And we regret our anger and our attachment and all the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And we can just regret that we even allow our body and our speech to become servants of our delusions. No, we're better than that. We can control ourselves. So, okay, so now what can I do about this? Whom can I turn to? So this is where we get to the second opponent power, the power of reliance. And we're thinking about refuge here. We rely on, we turn to Buddha Vajrasattva, who's up there on the screen. And he has the methods that we can use to purify. And so we're not asking Vajrasattva to forgive us. We purify ourselves by relying on his methods. So just visualize Guru Vajrasattva's above the crown of your head. And you can imagine that he is your guru manifesting in this way for your benefit. So if you have a lama, a guru, a trusted friend, trusted mentor, they're manifesting in this way for you. So he's made of this brilliant, radiant, blissful white light, sitting in a cross-legged position on a lotus. His face is radiant and beautiful. His eyes, he's got these lotus-like eyes, long, peaceful, full of love and compassion for us. His mouth is very sweet, very red, sweet red mouth. hair is black and held up in a top knot. And his arms are crossed at his heart. Left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a Vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed symbolizes enlightenment itself, development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. So I'll just say a prayer of refuge. To the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So now this second part of this second opponent power is compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. So these are both the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, and we try to develop compassion for them. So think in particular of someone you have harmed recently, in the past, and in general. Try to develop compassion for them. And then remember those who have harmed you. And you would like to have compassion for them because they will suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So we'll make a strong aspiration to do this practice, to purify for the sake of all sentient beings. And now we come to the remedy. So this is the actual medicine. This is the practice. So we're going to do a visualization and recitation of mantra. So now we visualize this Guru Vajrasattva, this holy, enlightened, brilliant, white, holy being on the crown of our head, sending out powerful white nectar, sort of coming out from his heart. It arcs around and enters our crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. So when it comes pouring in, pouring in, pouring in, and it forces out from the lower orifices of your body all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours and pours out of you and disappears into space, and not one atom left. So we just visualize that as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dino Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebowa Sutokayo Mebowa Supokayo Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebowa Sutokayo Mebowa Supokayo Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified, and think that there is no way you could do anything that would be of benefit to others with this body. So next is the purification of speech. And again, Guru Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown, filling your entire body. And so this time it forces up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And all these negativities overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. And as LAMA YESHE says, this is kind of like when you are pouring water or liquid into a dirty jar, glass, and it also kind of the dirt, all the junk just pours out over the top. So we just think of this. Imagine that all the gossip, the harsh speech, useless speech, and lying, talking badly about others, all purified by the powerful nectar filling you. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So now feel so happy that your speech is completely purified, and imagine that it's not possible to do anything other than be a benefit to others with your speech. Now, third, Guru Vajrasattva, purification of the mind, is very compassionately sending out powerful beams of laser light this time from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown chakra, filling your entire being with light. So just imagine, as LAMA YESHE says, the moment this light hits your heart chakra, all the negativities of all the delusions are completely dispelled. So the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all the attachment, the neediness, the anger, violence, depression, resentment, and bitterness, jealousy, all gone. Just like that. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So now be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of our own suffering and the cause for why we harm others with our body and speech, are completely purified, all gone, disappeared. And just think now there is no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So now we purify even the imprints of the negativities of the body, speech, and mind. So this time, imagine that Guru Vajrasattva is sending light and nectar, filling you completely, and this eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. So you can do, if you wish, the 3 visualizations that we've just done just now simultaneously, or one by one, or you can do as it just says here, just sending light and nectar. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Petita Dita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Subokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mente Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Petita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mipi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Now feel that you're completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. So now we come to the fourth opponent power, the power of resolve. It's a really crucial step, this one. And one thing we need to remember too, I heard today a friend of mine in Namche Bazaar, which is on the way up to Mount Everest in the Sulukhumbu, Nepal, died suddenly. She was 37. And so, such a young age to pass away. She was a very strong spiritual practitioner, Mingma. But you know, the thing that's amazing is that here we are still alive. We still have an opportunity to use our body and our speech and our mind to this purification practice. So this is one thing that we really need to remember, how amazing I'm still alive today. I can make some merit with my mind. I can create some virtue. I can purify. So part of this is to really appreciate our human life. We make a really strong resolution, such a crucial one, this determination not to harm with our body and speech and mind again. And without this, we keep doing the same old things. So this is an aspiration not to harm. It's kind of like a beacon that guides us. So remember, as Lama Zopa Rinpoche says, everything exists on the tip of the wish. And so if we have some habits that we would like to work on, we can just be realistic. Try not to lie to ourselves, and we'll just sort of say, well, I'm not going to do such and such. I won't gossip about this person. Or I won't even think negatively about this person. Or I won't write a negative text about this person for 8 hours. Even if though you might have something delicious to say about them, or you think it's delicious. We just refrain, cut the habit. Or 30 seconds, or 5 minutes, whatever we can manage. And then we make a vow in general to try and avoid the other things. So this determination to not do again is what gives us the strength to change. So now, Guru Vajrasattva is, of course, delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into light, white light. It absorbs into you through your crown. It just kind of like dissolves into you. And you think, my Guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my body, speech and mind, the same thing. LAMA YESHE used to call this union oneness. So now here, as Lama Zopa Rinpoche recommends, we meditate on the 3 circles, the emptiness of the 3 circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So just think for a moment, at whatever level we understand emptiness, however we understand it, think about all phenomena as being empty, not existing from their own side. The way things appear to us may not necessarily be the way they actually are. So we'll do 4 immeasurable thoughts. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from attachment, free from the closeness of attachment and the distance of hatred. May they abide in equanimity. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to achieve Buddhahood. May they achieve Buddhahood. I myself will cause them to achieve Buddhahood. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. Immeasurable compassion. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from the suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be free from suffering and its causes. I myself will cause them to be free from suffering and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And immeasurable joyfulness. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May they never be separated from these. I myself will cause them never to be separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And as a result of the 3 times merits of myself and others, may bodhicitta, from which the happiness of all sentient beings comes, be generated in the minds of self and other sentient beings without delay, even for 1 second, and that which has been generated, may it increase. And we think of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world. To the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And Lamsa Primashe, you who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serves as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining and spreading, preserving and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honoring the 3 jewels, savor of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. So, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all those conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us, in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request, O Lama, please, please live long. So just dedicate all the positive energy that we have created this evening together. You can dedicate it for anybody you know who is suffering or unhappy. You can dedicate it for people who have harmed you. And you can dedicate it for those who have passed today, yesterday, even many years ago, and for yourself, for your own eventual enlightenment. Fantastic, everyone. Thank you so very much. And I look forward to seeing you again